this experience with each one of you. As you all have been informed by now, I am indeed John's younger brother, Nick. I know the family resemblance is a dead giveaway, but just for clarification's sake. Anybody ever seen the movie Twins? Never mind. Anyway, as I was saying, I am John's little brother, Nick. And despite the irony, I have to say that I'm very glad and proud to say so. Throughout the course of my life, I've had the great fortune of seeing John through many different angles and wearing many different hats. In none of those angles is he particularly good looking, and most of the hats were mine, so he always looked like something. I remember, I have always been fortunate to see John succeed in many different areas growing up, in all seriousness. I remember when John took AP classes in high school while being a 3-sport varsity athlete and working 1 or 2 jobs depending on the time of year. I also remember John being a captain, or at least a coach's favorite on every single athletic team he ever played on. I also remember John working full-time while in grad school to finance his future, which is oddly enough now his present reality. I also remember him chugging a pitcher of beer in under 7 seconds. Now, the details on that one are a little bit hazy, so you have to forgive me. But I'm just going to go ahead and move on with that said. I mean, really, is there anything this man can't do? As I like to transition my remarks, I do want to say to you, John, that whether or not you ever knew it, you always provided an impeccable example to a kid who never stopped taking notice. So, I would like to say to you, thank you for being exactly who you are and who you always have been. A man and a brother, unsurpassed in quality of both. Now, I can't talk about all of John's accomplishments without mentioning perhaps his greatest success, which was getting Sarah to give him the time of day. Remember that grad school job I told you about? Yeah, Sarah gave it to him. It turns out the former Mrs. Bedore wasn't fanning the flames only during a grease fire. I mean, seriously though, we're all sitting at their wedding right now, so you can imagine what that job interview was like. I bet it wasn't more than 10 words between the two of them. Hi, I'm John, you're hot. Hi, I'm Sarah, you're hired. Now, I'm willing to admit that my details might be a tad bit off, but why let that get in the way of a good story? Though I make light, the truth of the matter is that John and Sarah were formally introduced as employees of Union College. Though they may not have known that just a few short years later they would be here, they made their connection and they built on it from there. Having attended Union myself, I can remember Sarah. Not only was Sarah standing out because she was beautiful, but frankly, Sarah always looked out of place. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but Sarah looked like somebody who was heading to a corner office to trade stock rather than someone going to a kitchen to make stock. I bring this up because my brother John is the exact same. I can remember hearing him talk about the Dress for Success concept since we were kids. I don't know what happened since then, but I did hear him talk about it. I liken the shared mind state between the two of them to a favorite saying of mine, which is that you can't get to where you're going by being hung up on where you are. And that, to me, is the essence of John and Sarah's relationship, and that is also the overall theme of this toast to it. So, in closing, I would just like to say that John and Sarah are successful people because they lack complacency. They strive hard each and every day to be better people, partners, friends, family members, and employees. They are never satisfied, not because they are unhappy, but because they are constantly demanding more for themselves. These are the reasons that I have the utmost faith and certainty in the health of their newly consummated union. I know that each of them will take that same approach as they embark on their new duties as husband and wife, father and mother. In closing, I would just like to say, Sarah, thank you for always treating me more like a friend and a peer rather than just your boyfriend's little younger brother. Also, thank you for allowing me this microphone tonight. John must be a damn good salesman. And finally, to my brother, I would like to say thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for always appreciating me. Thank you for always loving me. And most of all, thank you for always believing in me when no one else would. You are without a doubt the only man in this world that I truly love, respect, and admire. And tonight, I am glad and honored to be the one to sing your praises. So, as I leave you guys, I would like to give this toast in the words that I believe my grandmother, Mary, would have done it in. And that is simply in Italian to say, I wish you 100 years of health and happiness. John and Sarah, please everybody raise a glass. Gentan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was our best man, Mr. Anthony. And for our blessing this evening, we're going to turn the microphone over to Monsignor Christopher Richards.